Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in on our requested tickers by Chart Guys members, starting it off with Tesla, still struggling at the 800 psychological resistance level. And we broke 800, but we did not break the high of pre-market, which was resistance 806. What was it? Let's zoom in and get the exact level. It was the high of after hours yesterday, 806.68. And we rejected from that by less than $2 and then dumped with a whole bunch of profit taking, and we lost hourly support of 779 on that dump. So here at the end of the day, we bounced, set an hourly lower high of 782.52 and held the low of the day. So if we had more trading here, and we're up a little bit after hours as the market is up on Google earnings, but if we had more time left, we'd be seeing, can the bulls change the hourly trend back in their favor with a higher low and higher high? On the daily time frame, for the bears to prove anything to us, we're going to have to break 673 support. So we're still well over that level by 15% or so. A little bit less than that. But pretty much earnings are going to dictate whether we lose the daily uptrend and start weekly consolidation, or whether we get a bull reaction and look up towards resistance in the 900s. So those earnings are going to be tomorrow after hours. And I don't expect a whole bunch of action until we get that result. CGC, gap up for profit taking. Why wasn't yesterday a gap up for profit taking? That's a general rule of thumb that we go by. And the key to whether a gap up is for profit taking or not is, what does profit taking look like to start the day? And if you look at the 1 minute time frame to start today and to start yesterday, it's a completely different story. So let's go back in time. Yesterday, a gap up open that led to significant bull follow through. How did the morning start? There's our higher open, 2 minutes of profit taking. Hit the low of the day. 2 minutes later, we have a high of the day on very notable bull volume. So 2 minutes of profit taking, new high of the day. As soon as you hit that new high of the day, it gives the bulls a ton of confidence. Okay, we're not done yet. Now we go to today. What was the difference? Bigger gap up. Look at the profit taking. 4 minutes of profit taking, significant enough that we look for, it was 5% of profit taking, significant enough that we would look for just a bounce to a lower high, which we got, and then a new low of the day. No new high of the day. The high of the day was literally the open, and then bear follow through. So from there, we had some 5 minute oversold bounces. We had, and I did make a couple trades, got one bull trade on the first 5 minute oversold bounce, and then unfortunately got stopped out right at the low of the day. I put my stop under 1650 after entering 1660. I was bottom fishing the low of the day. Stop loss too tight. Would have been a nice winner and a little bit of a lesson learned. But I put my stop loss in and stopped watching CGC and then traded an RCL bounce, and we'll look at that. Actually, it was a CCL bounce and ended up with a solid win there. But lesson for me is give a little bit more wiggle room, because my stop was 1647 and I literally stopped out at the low of the day. So it's not something I get too frustrated about. It happens when you've been doing this long enough and you've been trading for thousands of days. Wow, that sounds odd to say. Thousands of days trading, many thousands of trades overall. It happens and you just get used to it. It's part of the game. So CGC, if we break the low of today of 1646, we will confirm the hourly downtrend. So low of the day, high of the bounce, 1705. If 1646 breaks, we then zoom out and look for daily consolidation for a higher low above 1458. If we hold the low of today, bulls will be very happy with just a daily inside bar. We won't expect to break the high of today resistance. But if we can just hold 1646 and fend off daily consolidation taking place, that's a short-term win for the bulls. So that low of today will be a key level into tomorrow. Amazon, key support on the daily is approaching. Earnings are Thursday. After hours, I assume bullish thanks to Google. A little bit of a recovery. The key daily level is 2279. If that level is lost, I consider it a daily lower high and lower low and then we zoom out and look for weekly consolidation. So until we get an earnings reaction, 2 more trading days, that is the key support level at 22.79. If it holds, we'll have a tightening daily range. It'll just be a high, low, lower high, higher low. So that support level is going to be key into the next couple days. Hourly time frame, resistance of 23.37 on the bounce, and we'll be watching the low of today and the high of the bounce tomorrow morning, depending on where we open. RCL. So gap up for profit taking in the marijuana sector, which is our laggard sector, and in the cruises, which is another laggard sector. 45.12 is the most important resistance. Are we still in an hourly uptrend? Yes. Gap up, tons of profit taking, almost 10% worth. Big bounce, just looking for an hourly lower high compared to 43 on that bounce, and we're pulling back after hours. So a bit of a tightening range, 39.57. If that level breaks, we'll be in an hourly downtrend, and we'll look for a daily higher low compared to 33.50. If the bulls can hold the low of today, that'll be a win after the amount of profit taking we've seen. So high, low, lower high, and that's the range we're watching depending on where we open tomorrow. SDC, big gap up, profit taking, but a strong close. The most important daily resistance is 686, the top of the entire bounce. Are we still in an hourly uptrend? The answer is yes. Tons of profit taking from pre-market, but it is still an hourly higher low at 613. That being said, the size of the pullback is significant enough that we're going to look for an hourly lower high compared to 733 and a tightening range. That being said, with small cap names like this, pre-market, when there's a lot of dollar volume at play, it's much easier for the bulls or the bears to break key resistances. If you cover up these price levels and you tell me this is an Amazon chart, I tell you 90% we're going to form an hourly lower high there. If you show me those prices and I know it's pretty much a penny stock, I would say, okay, 80% we form a lower high. That's a pretty significant difference between the two. And again, it's because the dollar volume, what's $1 million going to do to Amazon after hours? The answer is it's going to do way less than what $1 million will do on a $7 stock. So we're watching an hourly tightening range, and we would have to break that low of 1613 to be looking for a daily higher low to form. We have a pattern of a higher low past couple days, and bulls are just trying to keep that intact. All about 686. The top of the initial bounce has to break. So hope you had a good trading day out there. Lots of volatility picking up, especially in these laggard sectors. I personally have just been trading RCL once or twice, but CCL, the other cruise liner, I traded that over the last 2 days at least 20 times. Both directions, scaling in and out, sometimes 4 to 6 orders, scaling into a short, scaling out. Just, it's been really good. So as long as that volatility keeps up, I will keep trading in both directions. And nice to see these smaller cap names get this volatility spike after some of the bigger caps in the tech sector stole all the volatility over the last few weeks. Have a good rest of your day. Do good things. We'll see you soon. For those of you that were around last year, we had this mama bird on that nest. Pretty sure it's the same bird. And dad doesn't sleep there, but he hangs around, and they are bug catchers. So they swoop around in the evening, catch the bugs, and once the babies are born, she's definitely sitting on eggs. And when they're born, both of them fly in to feed them throughout the day. Pretty good relationship though. Dad sleeps somewhere else, they each get their space. My kind of relationship. Sweetie duck. So I've decided that I don't feel like monitoring the greenhouse all summer. It's going to be too hard to keep it cool enough because I can't roll up the sides to it. So we'll keep the greenhouse for spring and fall stuff, and I'll just do the tomatoes and peppers in these pots outside. Last year, tomatoes in pots went well. Some strawberries are starting to come in.